fresh out the oven.
What is cracking, everybody, and welcome to another look at my map video, this time for CTF Kelly A2. What happened to CTF Kelly A1? Well, CTF Kelly A1 was stupid, because I made stupid mistakes and forgot to put things in it, so A1 doesn't exist anymore. We are now on to A2, and don't ask questions. What is CTF Kelly? Well, CTF Kelly is a new map, of course, because I can never finish a project, that I'm working on for the TF2 Maps Pick It Up contest, which is a contest completely based around game modes where you pick up things. So that's capture the flag, manpower, player destruction, what have you. Any game mode you can think of that where you pick stuff up, be it official game modes or custom game modes like One Flag CTF or Invade CTF, etc., etc., etc. That's the kind of map that you need to make for this contest. And I decided that I would take on the challenge of tackling a Capture the Flag map because I hate myself. Now, Capture the Flag in Team Fortress 2 is a game mode that a lot of people don't like because it's got a lot of problems. One of the first maps that I really seriously tried to get into for Team Fortress 2 was CTF Coffeeville. It was not good, but I did learn a lot from doing it, so it was worth my time making it, even though it was not very good. But testing that map, I learned a lot about CTF, mainly the fact that people really don't like it. Now, what are the problems with Capture the Flag? Number one, the problems with Team Fortress 2 is Capture the Flag. There is no time limit, so rounds will last until one team gets 3 captures, and that sucks because of problem number 2. Defending is extremely easy and powerful on Capture the Flag. You get a couple engineers, you build a sentry, you upgrade to level 3, and that is it. It covers the flag, that's it. The map that people know the most from Team Fortress 2 is CTF 2 Fort, and in that map, all you have to do is build a level 3 sentry outside of one of the spawn rooms for your team, and you lock down the entire map, because teams have to go past that spawn room twice, and there's only really one main path in and out to the flag area. While technically there are 2, they still go past the same basic area, which means there's really only one. So how am I going to fix this? I'm going to try to fix this through a combination, or the problems, through a combination of map design and logic. Now, my favorite stock Team Fortress 2 Capture the Flag map is Landfall, specifically because the way that it's designed makes it more difficult for engineers to just turtle up, and that is it. And it does that by having the spawn rooms near the flag, but not on top of the flag. So you don't have to go past spawn rooms twice, you only really gotta get past it once. Get in, get the flag, get out. And I like that idea. The problem with that is that it does make it difficult to do anything about somebody who's taken the flag and has booked it, because if they're playing Scout and you are not a Scout, there's basically no way that you can catch up to them. So using these ideas, as well as ideas of Capture the Flag modes from other games, such as Overwatch, I have been working on Kelly here to try to fix that. Now, the Overwatch map that this is somewhat based off of is Atialuli? It's the one set in India that starts with an A. I'm basing it off of that because that idea, or that map's design, had a lot of things that I wanted to do with this map, and also I'm basing off of an overtime mechanic that I'm working on. Now, how does said overtime mechanic work? Well, I'll tell you in a bit. We've been looking at the same image for about 5 minutes, so let's move around here a little bit, and I'll show off some of the map. So the way that the overtime mechanic will work is that if at the end of a round timer, which is 7 minutes, if both teams have the exact same score, like 0-0, 1-1, or 2-2, then they will go into overtime. And in overtime, the flags will be moved closer to midpoint, and you will be given 2 minutes for somebody to capture the flag. Next capture wins. If nobody captures within 2 minutes, it then goes to a tie. The hope for that is that that will make teams want to actually play the objective, and if one team gets the flag and gets a point, the other team is going to specifically want to get in there, get that flag, and get a point as quickly as possible for the opportunity of either getting a second point or getting that overtime so that they have an opportunity to win. Whether or not that will actually happen, I don't know. Putting a basic round timer was something that some people are trying to do. I'm building off of the logic made by Emile Rousseau-Boy from TF2 Maps. They released a prefab for the stalemate breaker logic that I adapted into my overtime thing, but the stalemate breaker logic is basically adding a timer to CTF where when the timer runs out, whoever has the most points at the end wins. Normally, if the timer runs out and both teams are tied, it will then go to stalemate, but I've added the overtime mechanic on top of that to try to stop stalemates from happening more often. So, more likely than not, somebody is going to win, and a round is going to end, and you're not going to be waiting 2.5 hours for one person to capture the flag once. Because everybody hates that. Okay, not everybody hates it. Some people actually like 2-4, but they're wrong. They're insane. Anyway, now, through the level design that I'm trying to work with here is I'm trying to make it so that the map is overall short, relatively, and while you can nest up in the intel room, the other team has ways to deal with it. So if we actually go to an intel room here, you will see how many paths there are in and out of this room. You have 2 paths on the left, 2 paths on the right, the end of these windows, which give you some nice high ground to attack sentries. Now, a sentry gun placed here can cover this entire room, but it cannot cover the entire building or all the sight lines to it. So somebody that's over here on this escalator can still shoot the sentry gun from here, like a soldier can shoot from here and blow it up. Now, in order to get here, they will have to deal with the spawn room being close by. I wanted to do the landfall thing of having a close spawn room, but not right on top of it, and that you don't have to pass it twice. So if this is your flag to defend, you can go out this way, go down here and get to the flag. You can do this drop down sort of like a double cross to get to the flag, or if somebody has the flag and you want to catch up to them, you can head out this door and you get access to this sight line right here. It's not much of a sight line, but it is a sight line, so you can see where the person with the flag is going and possibly do something to try to stop them. So if they go up that escalator over there, you can move over here and try to do something. You can work your way this way to try to cut them off. Or if you're a sniper and they're going through there, you can shoot at them. But they do have this water path down here that gives them a way to get out without being seen a little bit. Why do I have a water path? Because I wanted to put a water path. It's a nice water feature. This map is like, the theming for this map is like corporate city urban theme. As you can see, I'm trying to make these look like places of business. My thoughts of location and theming is to try to do something that I haven't seen anybody really do. And I know Freya from TF2 Maps, who is a fantastic mapper, especially when it comes to detailing. They have mentioned about wanting to make a map set in the Team Fortress 2 universe's version of Australia. And if you are unaware of what that is, here's a picture of it. Basically, it's a highly advanced, retro-futuristic version of Australia due to the existence of Australium, making everybody super buff, all have mustaches, and really freaking smart. So that also plays into the name of this map, CTF Kelly. Kelly referring to Ned Kelly, who was an Australian outlaw. Some people see him as a folk hero. Some people see him as an outlaw. The law sees him as an outlaw, but others see him as a folk hero. So it makes sense to me that, like, between 2 buildings, blue team bought a building right next to red team, or red team bought a building right next to blue team's building so they can steal from each other. Australia, being the TF2 version of Australia that it is, probably aren't going to care about people shooting the crap out of each other because the Team Fortress 2 universe is absolutely insane. And Australia, I mean, Manco is Australian, and what they do is they make products and get in fights. So they're probably not going to really care about two companies killing each other because they want to, you know? I believe that fits within the lore of Team Fortress 2 to make enough sense. But also seeing that Ned Kelly is somewhat of a folk hero in Australia, it would make sense to me that if there was like a park or a plaza or a courtyard, it could be named after him, which is how we got to Kelly Plaza, as you can see written there on the side, and the name of the map with CTF Kelly. So, and by calling it Kelly, it refers to Australia without referring to a place in Australia, so I don't have to try to match this up with a real-world location, you know? Like, there is a real-world location of Badwater Basin, but it does not look a thing like the one in Team Fortress 2. But by calling this just generic Kelly, this is somewhere in Australia, somewhere in retro-futuristic Australia. It's not like in Sydney, or Melbourne, or Wollongong, or whatever that place is. I was going to call this CTF Gong, based off of Wollongong, which is a city that is also nicknamed The Gong, but I felt that calling it Gong would make people think more Asian culture than Australia, so I went with Kelly instead. Anyway, now Mid. Mid is the most that is sort of based off of that Overwatch map by having a big statue in the middle. The purpose of the statue, I'm thinking of making it like a globe where instead of having all continents of the world, it just has a big version of Australia right smack dab in the middle. Maybe if I can find somebody to help me out with models on this map when I get to that point. But yeah, you can still use these windows here, sort of like Two Fort or Double Cross, and snipe a little bit, but you can't exactly snipe all the way across from one side to the other, which should help keep snipers at bay. If you want to do that, you gotta go over to here, so you can do some snipage from upper in this area that is overlooking Mid. Mid is kind of flat and kind of open and kind of square. I think I'll do some stuff to try to make it more interesting. I'm not entirely sure what, but at this moment, I have not. What was I talking about? I was talking about why I added a water feature. I added a water into the map, one, because you don't see a lot of Team Fortress 2 maps with water in them. Two, because I wanted to. And three, somebody said something about, like, a pyro shark achievement or something, and they're like, there's not a lot of opportunities to get this achievement because a lot of maps don't have water in it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll put water in a map I'm working on. That way to give more people more options of where they can get said achievement. I don't know why, it's just popped into my head. Somebody made that comment somewhere on something. I don't remember who, what, where, when, or why. But that's why there's a water feature in the buildings. You're welcome. Also, yes, I know that the water goes uphill over here. It is a joke. It is a joke for the fact that when I first put those moving water brushes there, they were going that way. And I'm like, you know what? It's kind of funny. And this was alpha, so I'm not going to take the time to fix it. So that's why the water goes uphill. I do like this over here, though. These sort of waterfall steps. I have seen waterfall steps in real life. People use those for water features, so I thought it would fit in here. I don't know if I'm going to do the waterfall on the stairs over here as well. I might just try to make it more of a water feature and less of a flooded area, but we'll see how things go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for CTF Kelly. It's a short map, and it's a short map on purpose to try to make it easier and quicker to capture points. I'm using custom content here from King of the Hill Precipice, which is a map by Timber Ghost Paintball. And they have some good props for like elevators and lobby chairs and couches and that kind of stuff. And even yucca plants for these indoor potted plants was actually, I was surprised to find, fits into Australia because these kind of yucca plants do grow in Australia. I don't remember if they're native to Australia, but I do know that they are in Australia, at least as of anymore, so it fits. It all kind of fits and plays into everything that's going on. I don't know about these vault doors. These are from CTF, not CTF. Well, there is CTF well. These are from CP well. I know Turbine uses them for the intelligence room. Double Cross uses them for the intelligence room, but trying to figure out how I'm going to do these with not really weird clipping issues, because they're kind of bulky, and trying to figure out how to make the clipping smooth out is going to be a little bit of a pain. I don't believe Double Cross does any clipping on these things, so I might leave it as is. It depends on how people see when they play it. And these escalators, of course, from King of the Hill King. They are from the Soho assets, and I think they work indoors about as well as they did outdoors for that map. I really like this route down here that I was able to figure out how to get it so you actually go underneath one. I like that a lot. That looks nifty. That's cool. It's nifty! The map is kind of boxy and squarey, so I did throw some angles in when I got the opportunity to do so, such as the angle up here for this balcony and the angles in here. But it's still kind of square and still kind of straightforward. But then again, it's like that on purpose to try and get people to play the objective. The way I'm thinking of it is, the easier it is to play the objective, the more likely you'll get people to actually play the objective, and it won't turn into 2-4 deathmatch. It'll turn into actually capture the flag, between the overtime mechanic, between the round timer and the fact that it's shorter and hopefully relatively easier to get in, get the flag, get out, and capture it. It shouldn't be super easy to capture it, but it still needs to be easy enough that people actually do it and don't just throw their hands up like, that's level 3 Century over there, I'm not even going to try. So, there you go. There is CTF Kelly. I am still working on Payload Midwest, but it's on a short hiatus until this contest is over. The TF2 Maps Pick It Up contest that I am making this for. The contest only lasts a month. It is over on the 11th of next month, which I believe is May, because it's currently March 19th. Yeah, so it should be May. January, February, March, April, May. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Okay, good. I just making sure so I don't sound like a complete idiot. But yeah, May 11th is the end of the contest. It is not detail-focused, it is gameplay-focused. So I don't have to go into making the map look super pretty, even though I think it already looks pretty alright, the way it is with the lighting choices, and the fact that I'm able to make it look like a corporate spy-techy building. Hopefully, and in the end, it'll still fit the TF2 universe. But I'm going to focus on Kelly until the contest is over, and then we'll go back, finish up Midwest, and then possibly, if Kelly has the potential to turn into something, go back to it and fully finish it. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it won't. We will see with testing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of the map in the comment section. I'm going to do the best I can to try and make a good placing for this contest. I have never won a TF2 Maps contest. The best I've done in any contest I ever entered was the competitive contest I entered King of the Hill Synthetic in, and that got second place to CP Cardinal, which was by Phi. And Phi is a fantastic mapper, both detailing as well as layout-wise, so I didn't really expect to be able to beat them. But second place was pretty good for that, but that wasn't an official TF2 Maps contest. Hopefully in an official TF2 Maps contest with Kelly, I will be able to place somewhere in the top 3, or at least the top 10. My hope is to at least get top 10, if not top 3. Win would be great. Am I going to win? Probably not. There are a lot of talented people going in there. I know Void is making something for this. Void made Slaughter/Laughter, as well as Monster Bash, and I think I'm not sure if Void also worked on Cursed Cove or not. That might have been somebody else. But I know Void is a very, very talented individual. They are good at layout. They are good at detailing. They know their way around logic and Hammer for Team Fortress 2 at the very least. And they are also a very good model and texture maker. So they are pretty much a do-it-all person. I am not. I can't make models and textures. I can do layout and detailing. And hopefully that will be enough to place. I don't know if they'll be able to beat Void, but if I could get at least around close to him, that would be good for me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm MegapiemanPHD. Let me know what you think of the map in the video comments, or you can find a link to it in the description to the thread on TF2 Maps. And I'll talk to you guys later.